Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead.
Good morning, welcome to Smoking Lot Media T.0, man. My boy T Weezy, man. What we're addressing today is old 1998 case of a business owner murdering his wife. And the way allegedly he's supposed to murder his wife with battery acid. But during his time of this threat, his wife wrote a letter saying that she's afraid of her husband, that he's going to try to kill her. So the case was tried, and Jensen was convicted of murdering his wife. But this was in 1998. Now, he done had like, I think 2 appeals, 3 appeals. So they threw out the letter that she wrote, knowing that the whole demographic area of Wisconsin had heard this case over 20 years, over 22 years, 24 years. So today, 2 days ago, he had a new trial. And this is what the news said, what happened in court.
Today, the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled last year that Mark Jensen deserves a new trial in the 1998 death of his wife, Julie Jensen. Jensen was sentenced in 2008 after a jury convicted him. A series of appeals followed, and in
He got convicted in 1998. The case happened in 1998.
2013, a federal court overturned his conviction and ordered that he be retried or released from prison. At trial, prosecutors used a letter and voicemails to a police officer where Julie Jensen explained.
Now remind you the same prosecutor.
So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I can fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough.
Mike Gray, I'm not Mike Gray. Yeah, it's Mike Gray, the worst prosecutor in the city.
Expressed her fear that her husband was planning to kill her. But now the Wisconsin Supreme Court said those statements cannot be used. In a November pre-trial hearing, the judge ruled on whether or not
Now the judge ruled that that statement that she supposedly wrote saying that husband's gonna kill her, he had that thrown out.
Call the defendant's wife a victim. Let's take a listen to that.
So the first one is the request not to use the word victim. I'm going to start off by saying Wisconsin's always been giving victims rights. In 1993, we had a constitution, and it mentions victims numerous times. Now, also aware of, we had Marcy's law passed. It's still the law of the state of Wisconsin. It hasn't been overturned. And I believe when it was on the ballot, it was passed by 75%.
So Wisconsinites gotta remember that word and phrase what he just used. Let me bring it back.
Law of the state of Wisconsin. It hasn't been overturned. And I believe when it was on the ballot, it was passed by 75% of the voters in Wisconsin. And Marcy's law talks about, I think, at least 16 rights that victims had.
Marcy's law.
And it mentions victims constantly. Enforceable rights through the criminal justice process, just like the accused person has. And one of the interesting aspects of Marcy's law is if the judge doesn't follow Marcy's law, he can have consequences. Not the attorneys, but the judge. So that's how strong victims' rights are in Wisconsin. And it talks about, and I think the exact wording on one of the sections talks about crimes committed by a defendant against a victim. It doesn't say convicted, it says committed. So I'm going to allow the use of victim. It's very, has a strong history in the state of Wisconsin, but we're not going to have a trial where we say victim 2,000 times. I think the state, they've have experience in numerous trials and they understand what I'm saying, but it's going to be allowed. This is a homicide case. There's the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. I think the jury will understand what their role is, that they have to look at the evidence and they base their decision on the instructions I give as to jury instructions as to what the burden of proof here and all the other instructions and make their decision as to that. So the word victim's going to be allowed. They want to ask their question and then they don't realize why they can't. And then, to be quite frank, sometimes it really destroys one party's defense or one party's prosecution. And they've worked so hard in their trial preparation, and suddenly this juror asks a question and they go, wait a minute, we don't want you to go there. And the other thing is, I think the original Jensen trial, and Mr. Jambo, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was the longest jury criminal trial in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, I don't know about that. It was the longest.
But that's
one
what I
I've
heard.
worked on. And it may well have been. It's a total of 6.5, 7
And I think
weeks.
there's 125 witnesses. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Okay. This case is going to take a long time. And to ask jurors to sit for 4, 5, 6 weeks, I don't know how long, just with the witnesses that we have and just with the questions the attorneys are going to ask.
Now y'all got to realize this is the same thing that's going on with Young Thug case. These long jury trials. Now this is a appeals court's trial. So he's getting trial, given a new trial. So you think about it. In 1998, when he was convicted, it only took him about what? 2 weeks to find him guilty. So now he came back for appeal 2 times. They got 100 and some witnesses. Well, they gathered them witnesses up in 24 years.
And then we're going to throw in allowing the jury to ask questions. That's just going to make the trial longer. And I don't think it's going to get to the ultimate question, because I think the attorneys representing the state and the attorneys representing the defendant know what questions to ask, and they know what their defense is going to be or what the burden of proof is, and it'll come in. So we're not going to have any jury questions.
Well, jury selection is underway for that, and as you heard, this is going to be a long case. And with that, criminal defense attorney
So y'all can tune in, give me y'all perspective on this Mark Jensen case, murdering case, allegedly murdered his wife due to battery acid. She wrote a letter saying that her husband trying to kill her, but she stayed in the house. I don't know if she didn't have nowhere to go, no friends, or was she in that deep of a threat to that her life was not precious than stand with a murderer or abuser. She could have just left. But hey, to each his own. Y'all give me y'all perspective and opinions on this case. Y'all can look it up. Like they said, 1998. So apparently, what time in the year the case happened, He got convicted the same year. And within that year, he got convicted till now. He's going on his second appeal. But he probably had many depositions during these 24 years to come back in court. So pull in, man. We down there just got to sit in court for shit. I mean, said prison for 40 years just to get a pill just for something. We ain't really doing that. Prosecutor didn't lay down a case and got a person convicted off of hearsay, and that person sometimes don't even be the perpetrator who committed the crime. That shit's crazy. But I'm about to check out. Y'all leave a comment on what y'all think about it. Peace.
I need love. I need love. I need love. I need love.
I'm just a young black male trying to stay away from jail cells. Chosen by God, but born into sin to raise hell. Will I prevail, going toe to toe against my flesh? Or will I fall, just another victim like the rest? My baby boy got him laying on my chest. As I think about his future, one day he'll be a ruler. He wasn't playing, but I'm glad I got my junior. When I see his smile, I say it should have happened sooner. There's nothing cooler than being a dad. Babies grow up with no daddies, always wishing they had. See the anger in the youth, you can tell that they sad. Hearing rich kids brag about the things that they have. Do the math, what's left for me and my crew? When it's me and it's you and the little 22. I need God on my worst of days, especially when I can't think. On my knees I pray.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children.
I need love.
They crying out, can you hear it? Gotta feel it in your spirit.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children. The children in America don't believe anymore. They living in poverty, so they really ain't got no hope. They think that it's a joke when we speaking about change. Cause when they look around, everything is still the same. I know that it's a shame, but we the ones to blame. We need to lend a helping hand, come make a change. Do something to show the kids that you still care. And also let them know that your love is still there. I'm looking at myself from a higher point of view. If you really wanna make a change, it's gotta come from out of you. Come on, Michael, tell me who's the man in the mirror. He's visible now, it's becoming a little clearer. I see all of my followers, but where is all my leaders? Has all the soldiers of the world become weaker? We running out of time, the future is turning gray. Step on out of that coffin, it's a brighter day.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children.
I need love.
They crying out, can you hear it? Gotta feel it in your spirit.
I need love.
That's exactly what they missing. You gotta listen to the children.